Hello guys, welcome back. So today we're gonna do a different kind of video. I have never done this type of video. As you saw from the title, last week I posted a video about MLMs and the reason why I left, and I was very thrilled with details, both from FTC documents and of course my personal experience, because I think that is very important for people to understand where I come from and my background in order to understand the kind of relationship that I had with the MLM and the kind of ideals that I had about the MLM and the reason why I left. I think it's very important for people to understand. But this video to me is very important because I am going to address, it's gonna kind of be like a sequel to the first video that I made, because to me it's very important to educate people and make them understand that these kind of companies are just trying to brainwash you, and people that are in MLMs actually don't have any proof, they don't have any data they can use against anti-MLMers or people that just don't believe in MLMs, which you can call them anti-MLMs, you can call them people that don't believe in MLMs. I don't care how you call them. I don't believe in MLMs though, and I want to make it out there and I want to make it clear once and for all, because enough is enough. And if you know me, you know that I'm a very respectful person. I would never say anything rude unless you push my buttons. At the end of the day, if I cared about every single person and their thoughts about me, I would not be where I am today, and I would not be filming this video. First of all, I'm missing a nail, but I also would not be the person that I am today. And I am a true believer that in life you just kind of gotta understand when it's the time to be truthful to yourself, and when it's time to speak up for yourself, because speaking up for yourself is just as important as speaking up for other people and other causes. So in today's video, like you saw from the video, from the title of this video, I'm going to be talking about this specific person from an MLM that has been having it for me for the past week, because I posted that video, and that is the perfect example of somebody that is in an MLM and is completely brainwashed. So I'm gonna be putting screenshots up here, and thank you so much to Ruby and Sarah. I don't know who they are, but thank you so much. I don't know them in real life, but they stuck up for me and they were trying to fight the bully. And the fact that these people like cared enough to take time out of their days to defend me from those rude words that this lady was saying is very, very important to me. So thank you so much for standing by me and defending me in front of this lady. So as you guys know, a week ago I posted this video about why I left and why I became an anti-MLM person, and I promised you that I was gonna make a whole video with a whole lot more data, but that's gonna come after this video because I feel like this is more important than data. At the end of the day, I did show you a lot of data in the past video, and if you're interested in seeing the video, I'm gonna put it here in the pop thingy that pops up. I am using a lot of FTC data. I'm using a lot of government data that are released based on taxes reports that everybody does yearly, so I definitely trust those a lot. I have a lot to say, and I am gonna be respectful about it. I am not going to fall to the same level that this person has, and I'm gonna show you two different type of people, because two people that joined an MLM commented on my video. One person was very nice about it. The other person, which is the person that I'm going to be talking about today, I'm not gonna say her name because I'm not gonna give her even more attention, but to me it's important for you to understand how predatory this kind of business is, and how predatory the people that are in this business are, and how much they hate actual facts and data. So the first person was actually very nice, and she said, let me find her. "I'm sorry that happened to you. I think it's important to pick a good team. My team is so good and I have learned so much, and there is so much support. It's insane." Which I'm glad, but still not my cup of tea, and I explained why it's not my cup of tea. So I did reply, "I'm very glad it's working for you. Hope it brings you joy." It's not that we are going to like kill somebody that is in MLM, or we're going to roast you or insult you. If there's two ways of having debates, and there's two ways to having fights. There is the responsible and adult way of handling things, which is how I like to approach my arguments, and there's the childish way, which is just throwing names and be disrespectful without actually talking about anything. There's no content to what you're actually talking about. This girl was very nice, so I had nothing to say about it, honestly. I was like, "I'm very glad it's working for you, but it didn't work for me," and this is the whole point of the video. We have to share experiences. Data does a lot, because it's literally what everybody should research before getting in a business like this, but also it's nice to hear about personal experiences and hear from somebody that probably worked for them. Doesn't work for me and doesn't work for most of the people, but okay. This girl though, I would say not this girl, this lady. She looks like she's in her 40s. So this lady, I'm 21 and this lady's 40. So just to give him, the argument started and she was already being very like bully-like. And I'm gonna put it over here. She said, you have less than 200 subscribers. I guess you've learned that playing the victim to an MLM company and becoming anti-MLM is the way to build your channel the fastest. No one gives a fuck why you dropped out of an MLM, lady. I'm sure this isn't the first time, this isn't your first time quitting at something. Get over yourself. And I was like, okay, that is kind of rude, but I'm like, people are just gonna get in their feelings. It's like if you like makeup and somebody tells you, no, makeup is the stupidest thing ever. My best friend does that. He's a boy and he always tells me how makeup is stupid and how my reels are stupid and how he hates them. But still, I'm not gonna like be like, oh, you're a piece of shit. Why would you say something like that to me? Oh, fuck. Let's just get stuck to my... Very disrespectful. So I put a dislike to the comments because I was like, okay, there's ways to go by like trying to say what you're feeling. So I was like, whatever, I'm not even gonna give too much into it. I didn't research her, I didn't click her channel. I do really like to be informative and I don't care how many subscribers I have, because in my opinion, even if I have 1 subscriber, if that 1 person was watching and it was helping them, why not? I'm helping somebody. Like, it doesn't really matter. So I said, nope, I have my channel for a long time and my goal is always to inform. Sub count doesn't really matter. The video will be watched by who needs to watch it. If you're so upset in your feelings about the video, you can simply click out. And that's the point that I always add. If you don't like a video, click out of it. You can have a conversation with them, but you don't need to be rude about it. So then this girl Ruby, she was commenting throughout the video, which shows me that she was actually watching the whole video, watching the whole data, watching everything that I was trying to say. She was like commenting on everything and she was very supportive and I did really appreciate her comments. And she replies to this comment that this lady left. She was like, all of this is coming from someone who's gained less than 150 subscribers in 9 years on this platform and she got more subscribers than you, talking about me. You're way too old to be acting so childish, especially towards someone who's at least half your age. Which then I was like, wait, because seeing the picture, she didn't look that old. Age doesn't really matter. It's just the level of maturity when it comes to comments that kind of matters to me. And she was being very immature. Other people were being very supportive, so thank you so much. A lot of people were being very, very supportive about my decision to coming out, which by the way is a very hard decision because I know a lot of people that are in an MLM. I know a lot of people that I knew were gonna watch this video, and my worst fear was that like those people were just gonna come for me, and I did get a person that was actually coming for me, but it took a lot of stress and a lot of effort for me to actually stay calm and like talk about my experience without tearing up. But this lady didn't care, and I don't pretend for her to care. I just wish that people would be a little bit more respectful towards other people's personal experiences. She was just calling me a bastard. She was calling me a buffoon. I don't know how to pronounce that, to be honest. I don't even know what the fuck that means. I think it's buffone in Italian. Leona buffone. She was calling us stupid. She was like literally like just calling us name repeatedly. So then after this Ruby girl is defending me, this lady goes, I'm not here to gain subscribers, you buffoon, which nobody ever says you are here to gain subscribers. You think that I'm here to gain subscribers. I am just trying to help people that actually need to hear what I'm saying. I have a whole other page that it's monetized already. And when she said that, I was already like, it's probably your Instagram, you scamming people and getting money out of it. That's what you mean by monetized, because she's making it sound like YouTube monetizes her. I make no money off YouTube. She makes no money off YouTube. So try again, and you don't know how old I am, so shut the fuck up. And you only have 1 subscriber, which is probably yourself, LMAO. So she's basically saying that Ruby only has 1 subscriber, which doesn't stand. Like you're talking about subscribers count with somebody that is a viewer. Like, they're not content creators. You can't tell them, like, it's not their job. They don't care about how many subscribers they have on YouTube if they don't create anything. Then so get over yourself. You're not that important. Then this girl Sarah, which I'm also very grateful for, started defending me and saying this is the perfect example of how like these people in MLMs basically just mind fuck you. And I was like, you're right. And then Ruby responded to Sarah. They were having a very nice conversation, so I was liking all of their comments. This girl comes on again and she's like, you wouldn't know what a pyramid scheme is, and as if it sat on your face and wiggled. You morons don't know shit about business. And that's when I was like, okay, first, rule number one, like I said in the other video, they always say, you don't, oh, we're not a pyramid scheme. A pyramid scheme, they give their own definition of a pyramid scheme, which is completely not what a pyramid scheme is. And they try to make it sound like they're not a pyramid scheme because they make it sound like their business, it's legal. Like, that's their only argument that they make when you're saying, so why is not your business a pyramid scheme? They say, because we sell actual products and because it's legal. Bruh, like, come on, now give me some more. Like, that is not enough. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna Google. So I'm gonna read off Google, so I'm not gonna be talking like out of my ass like she thinks. And I'm gonna Google pyramid scheme. A pyramid scheme is a fraudulent system of making money based on recruiting an ever-increasing number of investors. The initial promoters recruit investors who in turn recruit more investors and so on. The scheme is called pyramid because at each level the number of investors increases. So the only difference between a pyramid scheme and your thing is that MLMs actually go through loopholes through the law to make it legal, and pyramid scheme are fraudulent. Yeah, MLMs sell actual product, they give you actual product, and pyramid scheme, they give you actual product too. It's just it's very hard to like go up. But like if you hear the rest of it, it sounds a whole lot like an MLM if you think about it. I say every business is a pyramid. It works as a pyramid because otherwise it's a fucking triangle. Yes, because you can't have 16 CEOs as much as like workers on the actual floor. Yeah, it is a pyramid. It's not a pyramid scheme though. A pyramid is not a bad word. The scheme is the bad word. So yes, an MLM is a pyramid. It works just as much as a pyramid. It's not a scheme by law, and that's the difference. They went through. Laws have loopholes. For example, I'm an international student, and if you guys heard, before university started, there was this long and very harsh debate about international students and whether they were able to stay in the United States of America during online classes, because by our visas and by law we cannot do online classes, or we cannot take a full load of online classes for the type of visa that we have. So the debate was, you can't just throw international students out and give them no degree, no nothing after they pay you so much money, because for international students it's even more than out-of-state tuition. It's insane. The amount of money that we spend on university is way more than you're thinking in your head. You think it's doubled, it's triple the amount that a person in-state pays. So it's already insane. We're paying so much money for our education and to make sure that we can stay in this country and learn more. And so the debate started when, is it ethical to just throw them out without even like thinking about it, be like, bye. And international students bring a lot of money to universities as well. So there are loopholes around their law to make sure that students can be in a university even with a full load of online courses. And how do they do that? They make the courses half online and half in person. It's listed as like hybrid because the course is online but you can still go in class. And so that's how they go around the law, because we bring money to universities and we bring a lot of diversity to universities. So we are an important factor in university just as much as anybody else in the university. So there are loopholes in the law that can make sure that a business can go around the actual law and what it says and make itself legal. I'm like, why do we have to educate people so much about what a pyramid scheme is when they join an MLM? Probably because it's so similar to an MLM that people get confused. You don't get, when you go work for a corporation, they don't train you like, what is a pyramid scheme? Be careful. Like, you have to know the difference between our business and a pyramid scheme. That doesn't exist in a normal fucking business because it doesn't work like an MLM. An MLM is so closely related in meaning and definition to a pyramid scheme that there's always need to be clarification, and it's always very confusing the way they put it because it always sounds like a pyramid scheme anyway. So when it comes to the question, why is an MLM not a pyramid scheme? It's because it's just not fraudulent. It just fucks people up mentally. That's basically the rest is the same. So don't come to me with the fucking pyramid scheme thing, because my argument that I just made was very fucking good. So now she's saying that we don't know anything about business. So then Ruby again, she always goes off and she's always like very nice still. Like, she's not calling her names. She's just calling her out on the fact that she's calling us names. So then I come in, and this time I'm not gonna be nice about it, because it's one thing if you're rude to me and I'm like, okay, whatever, I put the video up and it's normal. When you put yourself out there, there is always going to be criticism. And I'm not going to say that it's constructive, because that is not constructive criticism, but there's always going to be people that are not going to like your content, are not going to like your ideals, they're not going to agree 100% with what you're saying or what you believe, and that's normal. And you know, sometimes people are different. She decided to be very rude about it, and I'm like, you know what? It doesn't affect my day, it doesn't affect my life, it doesn't really matter. But then it really stuck out to me how people that don't even know me and just watch the video, they're not subscribers, they don't even know me, they decided to stuck up for me with somebody that is so rude. This is like way too much. You're calling them names, you are throwing no facts, you're just insulting people, and that's what MLM people do. When you're part of an MLM, people get mad for no fucking reason. They literally just get mad because you don't believe in it. So when I said, that's what I said, and it's very long and I'm sorry for that. I said, I'm a very nice person and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. What I don't accept though is rude people who talk just to let air in their mouth. Now, let me throw some facts at you, and yes, I am going to be rude about it, because apparently the only way to shut you up is to be rude back. Number one, you're most likely not making any money. I know how it works. You're likely if you make $400 a month. Number two, don't claim to be smart by calling someone else stupid, because that makes you stupid by association. Number three, you don't know anything about me or my life. If you cared enough to actively listen to the words I'm saying in the video, you wouldn't sound so uneducated about what I'm saying, or about what you're talking about, sorry. Four, drop some facts. You're entitled to your own opinion, but not your own facts. And that I'm gonna say till the day I die. You're entitled to your own opinion, not to your own fucking facts. Otherwise the world will be a disaster. Like, facts are facts, they're objective. It's what it is, whether you like it or not, that's what it is. And you can make it an opinion. You can have an opinion about facts, which is, oh, that's fucked up, or like, oh, I like that. You can't have your own facts. Easy. Number five, if you actually watch the video, I am actually majoring in business finance with a business background. I know a whole lot more about business than you do. Number six, I didn't quit. I was smart enough to walk away from a toxic environment which already brainwashed you. Number seven, I'm way younger than you. Don't be bitter about me following my dreams because you settled down for a business to make yourself feel better about yourself. To make yourself feel better about yourself. That was kind of a tautology. Reason why I did it. Since you probably didn't achieve any of your dreams. Number eight, you sound very ignorant and pathetic coming to a 21-year-old and be so disrespectful when your sub count sucks more than mine. I might have 190 subs, but since I know business, I therefore know math as well. 140, which is the amount of subscribers that she has, is less than 190. Yes? You posted a video about how MLM are profitable and you got 28 views. It now went up to 31 views, so I'll give her that. I posted one with actual facts from articles and I'm at 300 plus views. I am at 438 views. Not a lot, but since I know math, we're gonna update the numbers. 438 is way more than 31. 400 more, 407 more, yeah. Now, if you gotta be bitter, do it with some content to it. Otherwise, the argument gets very repetitive and boring. I hope one day you'll be able to actually have a good debate about MLMs instead of closing yourself to what your upline tells you to believe. Have a good night. And that was me yesterday. I popped off and I was still very respectful. I did not call her any names. I did say some mean things in a mean way maybe, but not as mean as she does it. So I'm like, I think I'm still being very nice. And Ruby, always very nice. She's like, clap back of the century. So this girl now goes off. She's like, each time you comment, it proves how dumb you are. I bet you think people in MLM companies can make money or rank up without recruiting others too. Again, people don't even know what a damn pyramid scheme is, and y'all mad about it. You are working at McDonald's, right? Your worst competitor might be Wendy's. So you're like, oh, don't go to Wendy's. Wendy's is not good. Wendy's has sloppy, floppy fries. Don't go to Wendy's, right? So MLMers are like, we are not that, we're better than that, so don't do that, but do this instead because it's better. If you feel entitled to feel in competition or to feel like you have to explain yourself when something very similar is coming to the table, then maybe there's a reason why. And that's all I'm gonna say. She's like, now sis, fuck no, now sis, you have to know I'm not about to read that bullshit. So everything that I wrote, she didn't read it, which is like, great, thank you so much. On top of that, you anti-MLM people don't like facts. Bitch, I just gave you like a whole video about facts. And you're saying that I don't like facts? Have you dropped one fact? One. If I don't like facts, then you don't like elephants. Like, literally, like, there's no correlations. Like, what the fuck? All y'all do is regurgitate what the FTC said. Y'all don't seem to have the mental capacity to understand why they report what they report. Y'all think like a bunch of employees. Y'all think people can join an MLM company, do zero work, being consistent as fuck, and still get paid a livable wage. And that's why I believe in anti-MLMs are dumb. Y'all don't think. Okay, so now. This lady, in her, I'm gonna say 40s because I'm nice, but I'm pretty sure she's in her 50s, comes to me and tells me, you're stupid because you believe in the FTC data. Okay, let's trace our steps back. The FTC, it's an independent agency that the government decided to use in order to gain data to protect consumers. How do they get that data? Well, we do tax reports every year, right? You gotta file in your taxes and you gotta declare what you do, right? And when you file those taxes, for example, if you work for Monet, you're gonna say you work for Monet. How do they know that Monet is an MLM? Because Monet is registered as an MLM. He has to, otherwise it's illegal. So how do they know that you work in an MLM? And when they see how much money you make from it, they don't see your total amount of money, they see how much money you make from the MLM. That's how they gain their data. So am I gonna believe somebody that takes the whole fucking people in the United States, that literally takes all of them and gains data from it, draws graph, and is very educated about it? Am I gonna trust them or am I gonna trust? So then she goes, you want facts? Consider these. Fact. 80% of real estate agents fail in their first year. 80. I don't see a bunch of bimbos making videos about calling real estate a scam due to its high failure rate. Why is that? She puts a fucking link with, the link says blog in it. When you go to university and you have to write essays about economics, or you have to, like in my case, right now I'm writing an essay about the recession and actually about the Federal Commission trade for my economy class. When you source your information, if your professor sees that your link has the name blog in it, it's gonna give you a 0 no matter what. You can't. After a second, she also went ahead and started telling me that she basically changed the data. From 80% it went down to 50%. So she took 2 articles, copy and paste, and then don't say the same thing. So that's already pretty concerning. That's spreading false information, which by the way just became illegal. So you're doing something illegal right now, bitch. So now about the real estate. Let's just say the real estate actually has a school that is made for real estate. So it's already a little bit different. You can't compare real estate to an MLM because there's different stakes. You have to pay to go to school to get your, I think it's called license. I don't know if it's a license or if, I'm not really practical with it, but I'm pretty sure it's a license. So it's a little bit different than you joining an MLM out of your ass with no business background, no sales or marketing background, no school. You could literally be right out of high school and do this. So this, you already cannot compare. If you care to actually educate yourself, some of the same reason people fail at real estate are identical to why people fail at an MLM. They don't take the time to develop the necessary skill to become successful with it. People go to fucking school for it. Just to, like, let's say 10 reasons real estate agents fail and how to avoid failure in the business. There's a bunch of advertisements around. It says it's a blog, agent blogs. This is not, like, you have to see where they gather information from. This is not a reliable source. A reliable source might be where they gain the information from. You gotta find that source. Because these I don't trust. And I can't trust. Easy. In real estate, is real estate predatory since more than 50% of people fail at it? Is it predatory since so many bad apples in the industry cause people to lose their homes with predatory loans and IS interest rates that cause the housing market to collapse nationwide? When we talk about MLMs and them being predatory, I mean how fucking annoying you are trying to recruit people and literally be on top of people's asses and basically being rude to them if they don't join. That's predatory. Predatory is when you stalk people and you see their life and you're following them just because you want them to join. You don't follow them because you want to be friends with them. You follow them because you already have a plan for them, which is to recruit them. That's predatory. That's harassment. Somebody failing at real estate is not harassment. Loans, lose their home with predatory loans. There's no such thing as a predatory loan. There's fraudulent loans, which is when basically that happens, and it's very unfortunate that it happens, but as in every business, there's gonna be something. Let me charge my computer. There's gonna be something unfortunate that happens, and it's not nice, I know that, but you can't compare these to what we're talking about. She's failing to understand each and every one of my points here. So loans, predatory loans, there's no such thing as a predatory loan because you need a loan. You don't need an MLM, first of all. Loans for houses. If you buy above your means, it's business 101. If you buy above your means, you're gonna be in debt. Ding ding. That's just it. That's just fucking it. It's not the real estate guy. It's like selling cars. Of course the guy wants to make more profit, so he's gonna try to sell you the better car. You gotta be the smart one that knows what you can afford and what you cannot afford, right? Two different things. Yeah. This link that she gave me, when I click on it, it doesn't open. The 2008, like, you want to compare the 2008 housing crisis, which is related to the 2008 economy downfall and crisis. The 2008 housing crisis was not just a housing crisis, it was an everything crisis on so many fucking levels that I can't even begin to tell you, because a lot of businesses crashed, a lot of big companies crashed, there's a lot of things that closed down. So it's not just a housing crisis. What happened is that before 2008, people, like, the banks were giving loans way too easily. The banks were giving out loans like it was nothing. My professor was telling me the other day, literally you just had to name the name of your dog and they would give you a fucking loan. They would have no criteria and data to like base how, like, to give you a loan. So what they were doing, they were giving loans to people that couldn't pay loans back, and that slowly but surely causes recession. This bitch literally linked the 2008 housing crisis to an MLM and why it's unethical. Like, what the fuck? Like, why am I even doing this? You thought that was bad? Wait to hear this one. She also put emojis. She literally got it from the PDF that they send you when you get recruited. How smart as shit. One more facts. There are approximately 62.5 million people in the United States who have a gym membership. How does that have to do with your own business? Out of the 62.5 million people who hold a gym membership, only 18% of them actually go to the gym consistently. More than 12% of new members join in January. That everybody fucking knows. I teach you that in elementary school, sweet pea. Out of these new January joining members, 80% will quit within the 5 months and 14% will quit before the end of January. Talking about gym memberships and like all these percentages about people that are not consistent in the gym and like all this kind of shit. Now, tell me how you getting your own gym membership affects somebody else's life. Tell me how you deciding to go to the gym and spend money on a membership and deciding not to go because you don't want to be consistent. Tell me how that has anything to do with you fucking somebody else's life or brainwashing somebody else or making them become part of a cult behavior that will never fucking end. Tell me how you getting a gym membership has anything to do with you recruiting people just to make money. You do you, boo. This is why this is so stupid. And this is the perfect example why, like, this lady doesn't realize it, but I bet that you realize it, you right now. You know it. She's brainwashed. She's literally like, there's no other, like, who the fuck would bring a gym membership to the table as if it was something that affects somebody else? It's just like, what the fuck? See, I didn't answer. That was the only answer I gave her, by the way. And I'm gonna read all my answers, which is basically what I'm saying out loud right now. You bastards make it seem like if MLM companies are the only thing that people fail at, when in reality most people fail in general at whatever they try, and it's because they're lazy, inconsistent, and impatient. No. Failure is actually defined by most businessmen as the only thing that can make you grow and can make you gain success. If you don't fail, you're never gonna gain success. You try hard enough, and then at one point you're gonna succeed. Now, I'm not gonna doubt that there's lazy people in the world. I'm not gonna doubt that. But I'm also not gonna stand here and make it sound like you are perfect and everybody's a piece of shit because we have our own ideals about life. She's 50. To be an MLM, she probably failed a lot too. So like che pulpito, cazzo. So it's psychotic for anyone to think that people are failing at MLMs do their upline, the company or the industry. It's human nature to fail. No. It's not human nature to fail. It's human nature to fall for dreams and expectations. It's human nature to follow something that sounds better than something else. It sounds better to say join an MLM, have your own business, everything is given to you. So they're like, it's your own business, everything is given to you, you do your own thing, you have your own time. That's better than working your ass off to create your own business or working your ass off to achieve your dreams. That sounds a little better. So it's human nature to follow that and think that, oh my god, I'm gonna get money out of it, instead of like working a little bit harder to achieve your dreams the way you want to. Might be laziness sometimes, but it might also be that you guys are making it sound like it's the best thing in the world when in reality it's not. You still need more facts. Like she says facts like it's like a bad thing. Like, yeah, give me facts. Let's see, when you give facts that are related to what we're talking about, it helps. When you're giving facts that have nothing to do with what we're talking about, then it doesn't make sense. So according to the National Science Foundation, on average, an average person has about 12,000 to 60,000 thoughts per day. Good. Of those, 80% are negative and 90% are repetitive thoughts. You know where she got this from? Either John Maxwell or one of those fucking motivational speakers that say, if you think negatively, then you bring negatively out in the world. What does this have to do with an MLM and data? Medium.com. That's our source, medium.com. But again, you're expecting average people have average mindset to be successful in MLM companies. If I had an average mindset, I wouldn't be here. And I'm gonna repeat that until the day I die. If I had an average mindset about life, I wouldn't be in the United States of America by myself, fucking working my ass off. I just wouldn't. So who are you to tell me that I have an average mindset? Like, if you really want to know why people are unsuccessful at MLMs, start studying people and their habits. If you're capable of doing that, then it will make perfect sense why the FTC says MLM has a high failure rate. It's due to people being people, and it ain't got shit to do with MLM itself. Not Sweet Pea. We're talking about ethics. We're talking about how you recruit people that are mentally weak at the specific time in their lives. We're talking about you recruiting people and promising them the world when in reality it's not the way you make it sound. We're talking about something that doesn't give you at least minimum wage, that pays you 13 cents an hour on average, and we're talking about something that is not profitable in the long run just because it's just not a good way of doing marketing. We're talking about something that fails before it even starts. So people being people, you know, we can say people are lazy, but most of the people in the world go to work, wake up and go to work every day and make money. So a lot of people that I've been, and I know my father has his own business and he's very successful at it. The lady that I work with as a business, and I see her as one of my mentors. She works her ass off and she's amazing. There are people like that, and there are people that are lazier, and there are people that don't want their own business because that's not their fucking goal. So don't say people being people so they fail MLMs, because that just doesn't stand. And let's see, 80% of real estate agents fail in their first year. Based on your logic, that's a scam because most people fail at it. Let's reply right now. My argument is not that because there's a high rate failure, then it's a scam. I never said that. I said there's a high rate of failure, so you should never join because it's basically insane. The rate of failure and the numbers that I've shown you are shocking. It's a scam because you use people's emotions and people's weaknesses to make them join. That's why it's a scam. Because you lie to people and you promise them free trips, free cars, free everything, amazing lifetime, time with your children, when in the reality of things, you have to work your ass off so hard that it's better to have your own business. It's only comical because you're too incompetent to understand why they fail in their first year. If you bother to read the article, they tell you the reason why they fail, and those same reasons are why people fail at MLM companies, but you aren't interested in human behavior. It's just what the FTC said, and that's, to me, is comical in itself. Talking about human behaviors, you can use human behaviors for an excuse for everything. You could use this for relationships, you could use this for me going to the bar and ordering my favorite drink. You could use this for me deciding business major instead of a science major. Human behavior, you can pick it for anything. You could use it for an argument that you have with your boyfriend, with your mom, with your dad, with your sister, with your brother, with your aunt. You can use human behavior, like, it's just too broad. And the side of my human behavior that I'm describing is how you basically are predatory and annoy the fuck out of people when you're trying to make them join. So yes, I'm gonna use the FTC because that data is way more insightful and scary than your dumbass saying this shit. And she said, bother to read my article. Why would I bother reading your articles that are not a good source, by the way, when you did not even bother to read my response? Ruby comes in, which I love her very much. Thank you so much. If you're so right about your arguments, you wouldn't be so damn butthurt and calling people names like morons, bastards, buffoons. You can get your point across without calling names, and thus far, you've only proven to be a moron, buffoon, and bastard. This is why I can't take any of you seriously. Y'all really think y'all know an MLM. I have zero credentials to speak on it. My information comes from 7 years of experience in multi-level marketing, not from a script. And then y'all wonder, I name call. If you were 7 years into an MLM company and you were actually successful about it, you wouldn't need to call me names. If you were actually successful for these 7 years, you wouldn't even need to come across this video and watch it, because if you're in an MLM and you're watching this video, it's probably because some doubts are rising in your head. And I think the reason why you're watching my video is because you damn well know that it's not profitable. And you probably have another job to actually make profit, because otherwise you couldn't make money, to be honest with you. And you're probably watching my video to try and make yourself feel better about yourself being in it and see why I failed, and using my failure as an excuse for you to be rude to me. So after an hour of debating with you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you saw that people are rude. And it doesn't really matter. The rudeness doesn't really get to me. It gets to me how a 50-year-old is coming at me as if I'm like the death of the world, and I'm like basically I should be ashamed for being myself and calling people out, which I'm never gonna be ashamed of that. This is the end of the video, and there's probably gonna be more coming up, but I think this proves my point enough. This is how MLMers talk to you. Ever since I filmed this video, some more things happened. One of them being that she filmed the video making fun of my previous video and making it a parody, which is probably the most childish way to go by life, making fun of somebody else's downfalls or hardships and very sad moments of life. So that was very insensitive. The name calling kept on going. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that you realize that a lot of people are just money hungry and fame hungry. I also did some more research, and when I was looking at the hashtags that she was using in her videos to try to recruit people, she was using anti-MLM hashtags and pyramid scheme hashtags to gain more views ultimately. So I mean, you do you, boo. You guys do your research. You guys always be careful out there. Don't trust everybody just because they tell you something nice. Have a good night.